Now on CoastTV News.
Largest Tidal Health campus, the company breaking ground on a new facility coming to Millsboro. Ballot box battle, District 20 candidates talking about business, what voters have to say.
We have a heat advisory in full effect at this hour. Take a look at how warm it is in Ocean Pines. It feels like 118 there, 116 in Milton.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Breaking ground and building healthcare. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with a new healthcare campus in the works for Sussex County. Local politicians, health officials, and a few members of the public all gathering today in Millsboro. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is in the newsroom. Brandon, officials say eventually 3 buildings are going to be added to the area.
Charlie, this new campus will be built at the intersection of Route 113 and Route 20 in Millsboro. Tidal Health says this will be their largest non-hospital facility, and they will offer 12 different services. Some of those include primary care and general surgery people can take advantage of.
Coming soon. This rendering on your screen is what you will see in just over a year and a half.
This project to the people in Millsboro is huge.
Officials broke ground Friday for the new Tidal Health campus. That will feature 3 buildings in total, 1 completed. On your screen now are the 12 services they will offer. Stephen Leonard is the CEO and president of Tidal Health. He says this facility will have a big impact on healthcare in the county.
We're excited to break ground, and really this will be Tidal Health's largest non-hospital campus at about 150,000 square feet. So we're looking forward to getting started now.
It's important to note that this is an outpatient-only campus. That means there are no overnight beds for patients. Officials say people who need that care should continue to go to the Tidal Health in Seaford or Salisbury. Robert McKee is the mayor of Millsboro. He says this project is going to make a difference in a whole bunch of ways.
It's going to be a great time saver with the traffic conditions the way they are here. And it's offering all kinds of benefits and one-stop shopping.
A year and a half from now, this rendering will be real. And for Millsboro, it's more than a campus. It's a game changer.
Tidal Health says the second building is scheduled to begin construction in the next 8 to 12 months, and the third building is still in the planning phase. We will continue to follow this story as we learn more. Charlie, back to you.
Thank you. Tidal Health also says the new facility will feature 350 to 500 employees and also have some walking trail and ponds on campus in Millsboro. Early voting has already started in District 20. The special election on your screen right now is a map of the district. And pay attention because we got reports of a number of people showing up to the polls yesterday that didn't actually live in District 20. It covers Milton and parts of Lewis, Harbison, and Georgetown. The Delaware State Chamber of Commerce, along with multiple local chambers, came together to host a District 20 candidate forum today. The 2 candidates, Democrat Alana Berry and Republican Nikki Miller, each separately answered the same 10 business-related questions, addressing topics like taxes, minimum wage, and small businesses. Some locals we spoke with shared what they're voting for.
We cannot have individuals who are not educated, who are not paid well, who are not able to take care of their basic needs. That serves business.
When I came down here, there was a fairly equal division, I thought, among Democratic and Republican politicians, and it has drifted steadily leftward, in my opinion. I'd like to see it go back a little further to the center.
The second of 10 early voting days wraps up tonight ahead of the special election on August 5th. Which brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know what matters most in this special election. Let's take a look at the results so far. And here's what we've got. Just 9% saying education policy. Candidate integrity, huge number here, 77%. Voting record 5% and stance on growth getting 9%. If you haven't voted, if you want to vote, go to coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. New today, Delaware State Police are searching for suspects involved with a Millville burglary. Listen to the details. Police say early Thursday morning, suspects busted into Marley's Smoke Shop on Atlantic Ave. By the time police got there, the place had been ransacked. Both cash and merchandise was stolen. State police are now handling the investigation. Anybody that's spent any time outside this summer knows just how hot it has been at times, and that's doubly tough on the homeless. The Shepherd's office in Georgetown is doing their part, handing out bags of ice, food, water, offering their other resources. Coast TV reporter Zakiya Jennings shows us how homeless people are surviving this summer.
Jim Martin with the Shepherd's office handing out water to those who need it. And for some people, this is life or death. It was recently announced that a woman had passed away behind the Domino's in Georgetown.
She was a regular guest here.
Through his tears, he says being homeless in the summer heat is brutal.
We have like 2 cooling stations in the shade. We have lots of water to give out all during the day. We give out free clothes, free hygiene.
Wilson Bennett is homeless and working towards becoming a volunteer with the Shepherd's office. He says aside from trying to stay hydrated, people come up with creative ways to stay cool.
I've seen some of them have generators. They got these little portable generators that they get at Walmart, and they actually have fans in their tents. A lot of them, they might wet their shirt down, pour water on their head. Although we don't want to waste water like that, sometimes it happens.
According to Martin, the fact of the matter is that here along the coast, there are more homeless than most people realize.
We are seeing thousands of people that are homeless in Sussex County right now. A lot of people get nervous when I say thousands, but we really do. They're the invisible homeless that are not counted.
That's thousands of people fighting for their lives every day, and when the temperatures soar, they fight the heat as well. Martin says he's worried about people once the Shepherd's office closes for the day, and he says he makes sure to send people off with at least 2 water bottles. In Georgetown, Zakiya Jennings, Coast TV News.
DEMA put out a reminder about how to know the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Here are some details. According to DEMA, symptoms like confusion, dizziness, loss of consciousness, body temps of 103 or above, that's heat exhaustion. While symptoms like muscle cramps, thirst, heavy sweating, nausea, weakness, that's heat stroke, and you need to act fast. DEMA recommends moving to cooler areas, staying hydrated, and wearing loose clothing as things heat up outdoors. We're taking a live look into Dover right now, and let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, I know it's hot, but just how hot is it?
I mean, we're talking about dangerous heat here, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you in a moment. In Cambridge, we're keeping a close eye because we have one isolated cell that's getting a little close to the Cambridge area, and we're going to watch out for that to flare up probably till 6 o'clock. We had a high of 94, which is only about 5 away from tying the record high for today. Temperature right now, 94 in Ocean Pines, and I bring that up because in Ocean Pines, it feels like 118 degrees right now. It feels like 116 in Milton, 117 in Redden, 109 Seaford, 107 in Del Mar. This is a serious situation until the sun goes down. We'll talk more about the possibility of stormy weather over the weekend. Until then, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. The Department of Justice is suing New York City Mayor Eric Adams and other city officials over what it calls sanctuary city laws surrounding immigration. That's according to Attorney General Pam Bondi. In a post on social media, Bondi said, quote, "If New York leaders won't step up to protect their citizens, we will," unquote. And President Trump off to the links in Scotland while the Epstein files continue to dominate the headlines in Washington. Trump will tour his golf course and also meet up with UK Prime Minister on trade this weekend as the Deputy Attorney General meets again with Ghislaine Maxwell. NBC's Julie Sirkin reports from Washington.
President Trump heading to Scotland, mixing business and pleasure and turning his attention to trade as the controversy over the Epstein files consumes Washington.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about.
And for the second day in a row, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the president's former attorney, questioned convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's ex-girlfriend, seeking more information in the case.
Ghislaine answered every single question asked of her over the last day and a half.
Maxwell was convicted on various sex crimes, including trafficking underage girls for Epstein. She is serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. The president asked if he would pardon Maxwell.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
The meetings come as Trump tries to appease demands from supporters, Democrats and Republicans to release all the Epstein documents.
Release the damn files. Look, it makes no sense to me.
Let's let the public decide.
No, the Republicans want to release the Epstein files.
MAGA World isn't buying Attorney General Pam Bondi's assurances that there's no new evidence and her insistence not to release more files. But additional evidence of the president's relationship with the now deceased convict is surfacing. In a 2010 deposition, a lawyer for one of Epstein's victims questioned him on his relationship with Trump.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
It's important to point out that President Trump has never been accused of any wrongdoing as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein. It also remains to be seen what new information, if any, Ghislaine Maxwell will present, and if any of these moves will be enough to quell the anger within Trump's MAGA base who just want to see those Epstein files released. Lawmakers over recess will be sure to find out. In Washington, Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
Bottom line is, it's getting hot out here, and looks like may last until the weekend, and we have severe storms well to our north. Details on your weekend forecast coming right up.
Don't go anywhere. Some of Delmarva's best weekend adventures are coming your way. Cool Things to Do is up next.
Ponies, peaches, and, well, rock and roll. If you think your weekend plans are set, think again. Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis shows us all the cool things to do.
It is almost time for one of Delmarva's most iconic traditions, the pony swim, and the fun starts this weekend in Chincoteague.
Friday and Saturday, the Chincoteague Carnival runs from 7 to 11 p.m. with rides, games, and plenty of food. And Saturday morning at 7 a.m., it's the South Herd Roundup. Saltwater Cowboys will ride out to gather more than 50 ponies from Assateague Island, and you can watch the herd arrive at the Southern Corral on Beach Road. In Milton, it's Peaches by the Beaches. Head to Hudson Field Saturday from 10 to 3 for fresh peaches, sweet treats, and even a petting zoo. Then from 5 to 7, you can meet the Milton firefighters outside Dogfish Head, check out their gear, ask questions, and enjoy a family-friendly evening. Or if you're looking for a little history, Saturday night, join the Lewis Historical Society for a walking tour at Cape Henlopen State Park. It'll feature stories of shipwrecks and rescues under the stars. And wrap up the weekend Sunday from 4 to 9 at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center with a 60s and 70s rock and roll dance party.
You can find all the details over on our website, coasttv.com. Just click on Cool Things to Do.
We are dealing with very serious heat at this moment, the kind of heat that you really don't need to play around with, to be very casual about it, particularly in the afternoon hours. And we may have that same situation a little bit going into the weekend. So we're going to go through this a little bit, and we have a couple of isolated pockets of thunderstorms trying to just flare up here and there, but we're keeping a very close eye. We're watching you storms. We're watching you afternoon heat, convective, and inspired thunderstorms. So, gutter helmet camera. Ocean view, 93 very warm degrees at this point, even with the winds out of the north gently blowing. We're watching out for a chance of a thunderstorm to flare up at about 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You see how isolated that time frame is? That happens a lot of times when you're dealing with isolated or heat convective thunderstorms that happen particularly as the sun is going down. So here's where we stand right now. We're at 95 degrees in Bethany Beach, for example. It's 96 in Redden, 93 currently for us in Georgetown. But what does it feel like? Well, first of all, we calculate the dew point temperatures now escalating into the 70s, upper 70s. Once again, that's that miserable range. So here's what it feels like. It's gone up since the beginning of the newscast. It went from 118 to 120 in Ocean Pines. I want you to think about walking outside in Ocean Pines and it feels like 120 steamy degrees, not dry like in the desert, but steamy, like Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama kind of steamy. 110 is what it feels like in Milton. It feels like 110 Bethany Beach, 111 Redden, 109 in Seaford, and in Rehoboth. So the muggy meter, off the charts, okay? We're up in miserable land and we stay there really between very humid to miserable land for the next 4 to 5 days in a row. We have relatively dry conditions. We do have one isolated cell that's just coming on the other side of Cambridge. We're keeping a close eye on our live cam with that because that cell is actually producing some isolated pockets where we see some hail right now. When you have so much heat energy in place, that can just happen, okay? But we have an actual severe thunderstorm watch in effect in and around the northern portion of the state, but primarily just the Philadelphia area. If you're going to be traveling up towards Philadelphia, this trough, innocently looking, is not so innocent. It's creating opportunities for very strong storms. And so we're going to look for those cells to continue to fall towards the southeast throughout the rest of the day. Overnight, we stay in the 70s. For tomorrow, we will warm into the upper 80s pretty easily, not quite as warm as today. But as you take a look at our future feels like, for example, for Saturday, we will still towards Seaford, Del Mar, and Salisbury, still crack triple digits there. Sunday, the same situation, but it eases closer to the beaches. So we're looking for a couple of days where that heat and humidity still kicks in. Sunday's the day, if I got to pick one day out of the two over the weekend, Sunday's going to be the day where I'm expecting the best opportunity for thunderstorms. You see, because as we take a look, we stay escalated to scattered thunderstorms likely for Saturday night going into Sunday morning. Then it drops a little bit for Sunday night, but then it completely drops going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But that's when the heat steps in, okay? Because think about it. These isolated showers for Sunday morning, they pop through. They cool us down briefly, but then we have a surge of winds coming out of the south, so that warms up very quickly and sets us up for a chance of excessive rainfall for Sunday. Our Chincoteague Pony Swim forecast for Wednesday, we're looking for temperatures in the 90s. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Yeah, folks, the heat is cranking back up, and it ain't cranking back down anytime soon.
All right, Paul, we'll keep an eye out for it. And coming up tonight on DSN Live, Delmarva Shorebirds baseball. The Birds continue their series against the Lynchburg Hellcats. That's at 7 p.m. Then at 10:30, catch the final score. The Little League Softball Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament is happening this weekend. The Delmarva Sports Network, hey, they're in Bristol covering Delaware's Camden, Wyoming squad. It is brought to you by Preston Automotive. We have live updates on the Delmarva Sports Network app, website, and social media. And coming up, vaccine programs across the country facing major cuts, the millions slashed, and what it could mean for local health care. That's right after the break. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5. Millions of dollars marked for state and local vaccination programs have been cut. That's according to a review of the Department of Health and Human Services financial agreements. Officials with those programs say that the reduced funding will likely force cuts to staffing and services and potentially result in lower vaccination rates. The Trump administration has repeatedly said it is focused on trimming budgets. Much of the money states spend on vaccination programs actually comes from the federal government. Things are going to look a little bit different for baseball fans hoping to grab a hot dog and a beer this weekend at the Red Sox-Dodgers series in Boston. For the first time in Fenway Park's 113-year history, concessions and restaurant workers have gone on strike. Union members had set a noon deadline today to reach an agreement with their employer, Airmark. Workers are demanding higher wages aligned with city standards, guardrails on self-service checkouts, and fair scheduling. Union members say they're prepared to strike through Sunday. Trump administration tariffs on imported cars and auto parts are taking a toll on Volkswagen. Europe's largest car maker says it lost $1.5 billion during the first half of this year. VW's operating profit for that quarter that ended last month fell off by nearly 30% compared to a year earlier. The decline was steeper than most analysts had expected, and General Motors is also suffering from the effects of tariffs here at home. And now here's a look outside into Laurel. One more check of the forecast coming up after the break. Get ready for one of the Eastern Shore's most iconic traditions, the Chincoteague Pony Swim. Watch live as the Saltwater Cowboys guide the wild ponies across the Assateague Channel to Chincoteague Island. Coverage begins at 7 a.m. this Wednesday over on DSN and anywhere on DSN+. So don't miss the tradition, the excitement, the magic of the Pony Swim only on DSN.
Looks like it's going to be fun. Our Laurel camera and Tyndall casual furniture camera, we're at 91 for right now. We're going to dip to 86 with partly cloudy skies as early as 8 o'clock. Our Active Pest Solutions Skeeter meter, we're expecting extreme levels of dealing with mosquitoes for the next 3 days in a row. Tremendous humidity that helps bring out more mosquitoes. Our umbrella winner, Ann Gallagher of Lewis. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. If you're looking for some information for your weather, listen, call our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mendalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Hot for Saturday, and possibly even stormy for us on Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Inside Edition, that's up next, and we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.